We all have questions about what happens when we die. Some believe in heaven and hell, while others believe in reincarnation. Some believe that when we die, we simply cease to exist. But what if there's something more? Recently, an old book has been circulating online that claims to have the answers to many of our deepest questions about death. The book was originally published in 1957 and went out of print decades ago. Now it's back, and people can't stop talking about it. We know it's inevitable, but we don't know what comes next. He was born in England in 1926 and died in 2008. He was a writer and a journalist who specialized in paranormal topics. In heaven, there are 3 levels. The lowest level is where people go when they die who are not yet ready to go to the higher levels. The second level is for those who are more advanced spiritually, and the third level is the highest level of heaven, where only the most advanced souls can go. Each level is described in detail, and Smith gives examples of the type of people who would go to each level. Smith says that the body will be resurrected after death, and that it will be perfect and free from any disabilities or illnesses. First, let's talk about Smith's views on suicide. He says that this is possible, and that it is actually likely. This is because there are so many people in the world who are alive at the same time. Whether or not you agree with Smith's beliefs, the book is definitely thought-provoking, and it will make you think about what happens after death in a different way. If you could ask Smith anything about his beliefs, what would it be? Who knows? You may just find the answers you're looking for in the wisdom of others. So come, join us on this incredible journey and discover the truth about the afterlife, heaven, and hell together. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe for more content like this. We would love to have you join our community of curious and open-minded individuals who are always looking for answers to life's biggest questions. Together, we can explore the mysteries of the afterlife and other paranormal phenomena that have always fascinated humanity. And it would be impossible for all of them to die and go to heaven or hell at the same time. Therefore, Smith argues that there must be a place where the souls of the dead can go while they wait for their bodies to die so they can be resurrected. Smith says that people who commit suicide do not go to hell, but they may be reincarnated into an animal body if their soul is not pure enough to go to heaven. This is a controversial view because some people believe that anyone who takes their own life should go to hell. Smith's view is more in line with the views of some religions, such as Buddhism, which believe in reincarnation. He also says that the resurrected body will be able to experience pleasure and pain, but that those who are in heaven will not be able to feel pain. For example, he says that people who are kind and compassionate would go to the lower levels of heaven, while those who are cruel and selfish would go to the upper levels. Smith says that the afterlife is a place where the soul can continue to learn and evolve. He does not believe that the soul is punished in hell, but rather that it is given the opportunity to learn from its mistakes. Similarly, he does not believe that the soul is rewarded in heaven, but rather that it is allowed to enjoy the fruits of its labor. Smith's view of the afterlife is quite different from that of many religions, which believe that the soul is either rewarded or punished after death. Smith's view is more in line with that of some New Age beliefs, which believe that the afterlife is a place of learning and growth. He wrote several books on the occult, including one called The Astral Plane, which was published in 1976. And the third level is the highest level of hell, where only the worst sinners can go. Smith gives examples of the type of people who would go to each level of hell. For example, he says that people who have committed suicide would go to the lowest level of hell, while those who have killed others would go to the higher levels. This book is about the astral plane, which is a place where the souls of the dead are said to go. He says that the soul is judged by its thoughts and actions while it was alive, and that it is then sent to the appropriate level of heaven or hell. Smith also discusses the possibility of reincarnation. And he says that some souls may be reincarnated into animal bodies if they are not yet ready to go to heaven. He also gives advice on how to avoid going to hell, and he says that the best way to do this is to live a life free from sin. It is also said to be a place where the living can go if they have special abilities or knowledge. This book claims to have the answers. In order to understand what this book is saying, we need to first look at who wrote it. The book is divided into two parts, one on heaven and one on hell. In the introduction, Smith writes, "This little book deals with the question of what happens after death. It does not profess to be an exhaustive treatment of the subject, but merely offers certain facts which may assist those seeking further information." Smith begins by explaining that the purpose of this book is to help people who are seeking information about what happens after death. He says that he doesn't have all the answers, but that he will share what he knows. It seems like everyone is looking for answers about what happens after death, and this book claims to be the answer. But is it true? In today's video, we're going to take a look at this mysterious book that explains what happens when we die. Let's get started. Death is one of the most terrifying things that humans can experience. The author of this book is a man named Hereward Carrington Smith. So now, let's take a look at the book itself. It's called The Little Book of Heaven and Hell, and was originally published in 1957. Smith then goes on to describe the different levels of heaven and hell. He then describes the different levels of hell, which are also divided into three. The lowest level is for those who are not yet ready to be reborn. The second level is for those who have committed serious sins. After describing the different levels of heaven and hell, Smith discusses what happens to the soul after death. The book concludes with a discussion of the resurrection of the body. Now that we've looked at what's in the book, let's take a deeper dive into some of the more controversial topics that Smith discusses. Another controversial topic that Smith discusses is the possibility of heaven and hell existing at the same time. Finally, let's discuss Smith's views on the afterlife in general. The Little Book of Heaven and Hell is a fascinating look into the mind of a man who believed that he had the answers to some of life's most important questions. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think about the ideas presented in this book? Do you agree or disagree with them? As we continue to delve into the unknown, we invite you to bring your questions and insights to our community. Thanks for watching. Until next time.